Hey friends, it's Lady Ambrosia. I hope all of you are having a beautiful night, day, evening, whatever it is when you're watching this. So a couple things I just kind of wanted to check in. I had gone antique shopping with a good friend of mine. Y'all, check this out. This is a cutting board, which I'm not going to use as a cutting board because it's just too cute. So I'm probably just going to hang it up in our kitchen. I don't know if you guys can read that or not with my shitty camera, but there's a witch riding on a broomstick, like in front of a full moon, and it says kitchen witch. How cool is that? And like, I'm totally just gonna like hang it. Almost like wall art. I don't think I'll actually use it. It's too cute. But it's like a pretty decent size. Like, there's my hand for comparison. Pretty cool, right? And this is like solid wood. So I guess if the little children's, gets acting up, you just take this off the wall. Oh God, I'm silly. No, but what I wanted to talk about today was there was an interesting topic in this Facebook group that I admin, and it is about, the Facebook group is like a local pagan and witch group for Indiana. And I admin that group, and there was a really interesting topic that was brought up about prosperity and money magics. Because, prosperity doesn't always have to be financial prosperity. It could be romantic prosperity. It could be, spiritual prosperity. Same with abundance. I feel like abundance is another one of those words that just get thrown around a lot. And there can be financial, romantic, friendship, abundance, spiritual, abundance, material abundance. Same with prosperity. But the question was along the lines of, what kind of magic do you do more consistently on a regular basis? And for me, like, I do a lot of folk magic in the sense that I do a lot of small, just like day-to-day stuff. I do some ceremonial magic, but that's really more for the Sabbats or the Esbats. So what I do day to day isn't really like formal ritual. It's just like little kind of hokey pokey things that kind of carry me through my life, I guess. And one of those things that is really big for me, which if you guys don't know this, I'm a barber. So I think I may have talked about that in some of my other videos. I'm not totally sure. But I primarily focus on men's hair. And this career for me has been incredibly fruitful. Now, I started off with women's hair, and I slowly transitioned into almost just doing exclusively men's hair, and working out of my salon that I work at. I don't own the salon. It's like a commission type thing. So like the owner takes like a percentage of like every service I make. So it's similar to paying like a booth, but instead of me paying like a large lump sum at the beginning of the month for every month, they just take a small percentage out of every sale. And it works that way for me. And I live, pretty comfortably. And it's a really amazing career field. Guys, I'm sorry, my hair is just, can't get it to do anything today. It's a really amazing career field for me because I am kind of a little bit more artsy and alternative, and it lets me express my creativity. And I've never really had a hard time getting along with men. So I can seem to connect. Whereas when I was doing women's hair, I connect with women too, but I don't know, hearing about their bratty kids and their cheating husbands just kind of got old after a while, to be honest. And men are so much easier to please. They complain a lot less in my experience, in my perspective, doing women's hair compared to men's hair. And they tip better. And that's going to go into this money magics and prosperity, what I'm getting ready to talk about. What I do every day. Okay. So assuming this is a work day, which I work about 5 days a week, usually. So assuming this is a work day, I come in here in my witchy room and I light a stick of incense. This is the very first thing I do when I wake up. I come in here and I light some incense. And then I go get a drink of water. I might take a shower, probably take a shower, brush my teeth, do all of that stuff. And then the incense is burning in here. It's accumulating. This room doesn't have a lot of ventilation, which I actually like to use to my advantage, just because if I close this door, this whole room will get really smoky. I can smudge this place in a heartbeat. This room, I can cleanse in a heartbeat. All I have to do is ignite that, close that door, and this room will get very smoky very quickly, which is, you know, pros and cons to that. But so I'll come back in here. Now, some days I might just pull one card, like a one card spread, like for that day, what I need to be focusing my attention on. Some days I don't do that, and I try to think of like one thing I'm gracious for. And then what I like to do is, like, I go back, I continue my little like getting ready ritual, non-magic ritual, just like getting myself ready for the day. And then I come back in here, and that's where the money magic kind of starts working. So what I like to do is, for me, I associate patchouli with prosperity in general, and I associate jade with prosperity and money and material gain in general. And for me, I also associate greens and golds with prosperity and material gain in general. Not exclusively just that, but those are qualities that I associate with that. So I will come in here and I'll take patchouli oil. And, you know, I'll take my essential oil and I'll put a little bit on my hands, and I'll rub like around my chest, my arms. I wear patchouli deodorant, and I'll rub like the patchouli oil kind of on my skin, on my chest, where it'll warm up throughout the day. And then I also use Hoyt's cologne, which is another really great kind of more hoodoo thing, but I use this for my, let me see. This smells kind of like an old-fashioned gangster, and I will splash this on my hands and then slap it. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll slap it kind of on my skin. So it has that kind of cologne-y scent / patchouli scent. And then I take jade stones and I stick the jade in my bra. Guys, I'm serious. This is what I do. I'll take the little jade stones and I'll just stick them just in the corners right here of my bra. So I'm utilizing, I guess, my maidenhood, if you will, you know, sex sells. Okay. Don't let anyone say it doesn't sell, because it does. And I'm working in a primarily male clientele industry, and not all men, most men are visual creatures, and this is how I make my coin. Okay? No judging. So I take my central focus area and I anoint it with oil and money, you know, the Hoyt's cologne for the good money, luck, and prosperity. And your natural body heat will warm those oils up throughout the day, and it will only get more and more potent as the day goes on. So that's why I like wearing essential oils or my own oil blends as opposed to perfumes, just because I feel like it lasts longer and it smells, it like has like a lighter smell. Like it's not super, super heavy, but it's noticeable and it's potent at the same time. Like, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I do that. I might wear crystals, you know, in relation to that as well. Like I said, like a big one for me is jade. I also associate pyrite with money as well. I don't think that that's pyrite's only association. I also associate pyrite with like passion and destruction and change and transformation. But like I said, like stuff that is green and gold, I just immediately associate with money. Another thing I do is I have a little glass spider, which I don't actually have my wallet in here right now, but I have a small little glass spider that I picked up at my local metaphysical store. It was like $1. And what I did with that was I kind of set my intention and consecrated the glass spider and almost like awakened it in a sense to spin a web, you know, weave its web around my wallet to what I send out financially, it'll catch and bring back to me. And I see that in my day-to-day life. And yeah, so that is kind of how I work. Some folk magic every day. It's very simple. I don't call the quarters to do any of that. I don't, invoke gods or goddesses or spirits or spirit guides or totem animals. It's very low magic. And I say that not in a way that it's less than, but it's just like very earthly, day-to-day, more mundane kind of easy peasy, beautiful CoverGirl magic. Utilize your oils, utilize your herbs. Think about what you want to be attracting every day. And for me, I make my money various ways at work, by doing beard details, haircuts, the washes, the facial massages, the color that I do, the waxing that I do. There's various avenues of me to make money. And most men who are coming in for a haircut, I can tend to get them to do, an eyebrow wax or a beard wax or maybe a gray blend. Maybe they're complaining about their gray hair, which personally, I think gray hair on men is very distinguishing and very attractive. But a lot of them don't like their gray hair and are self-conscious about it. And it's very easy to talk them into doing a gray blend, which is kind of like, we do gray coverage and gray blending. So kind of, anyway, my point is you can do low mundane, folky magic to suit your needs every day. I hear a lot of people talking about like, oh, they just don't feel like they have time for their practice, or they wish that they could witch, but they just feel like they can't fit it into their schedule. Maybe reevaluate, your practice, and maybe like reevaluate, what's truly important to you and how you can take your practice to best serve you. Because do I love doing these big, grandiose, thought out, well-planned rituals with the spirits and the candles and the symbology and, how it kind of reminds me of like times of old. And yeah, of course, I love drawing down the moon. I love working with God and Goddess. I love working with the spirits and with the Fae and my totem animals, and having ritual is beautiful. But I think for a lot of people it's just not practical every day. And so I've done a lot of evaluating myself as to how can I kind of redefine some of these practices. If I want to invoke more money in my life, do I really need to call the quarters and invoke the spirits and invoke the gods and light this green candle anointed with, patchouli and lavender and this and that and honey? And do I really need to say a chant over it and light it and pray over it and push my energy into the candle? Some might say yes. I'm here to tell you no. I'm here to tell you that, you do what you want to do. If you feel like that's what you need, which there have been times where I've been really in a bind, where I've felt like I've had to conjure more. And then there's other times where this is just what I do on day to day. Tips are a huge part of my income. Tips I would say, are about 1/3 of my income. The tips that I make day to day is what pays for our wants. My paycheck pays for the needs, my share of the needs. But the tips cover all of our wants. So going out to dinner one night, or buying a new shirt, or buying a new cardigan, which I got this super cute new cardigan actually. Speaking of, it's like kind of like a soft, like baby pink. It's really cute. And I got this new scarf. Sorry guys, I'm way sidetracked. I love this. I love the infinity scarves, and I love how it's scarf season. It's just like my favorite. So yeah, I guess that's all I'm going to say. Like, I'm already at 14 minutes, so I'm going to shut the hell up. But I hope all of you are having a beautiful night, evening, day, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.